Alright, hello guys, here we are back for another guide. I wanted to get another look at this. I figure another wind direction could help here. As you'll see, wind like this, it's going to be much tougher. To get this over, we're going to just try to blast this up here kind of as hard as we can. Hopefully give it a significant amount of curl. And you can see that we're playing it much different. When we get a wind like this, it's going to be very tricky. It looks like it does come out, but we are going to be in the rough. So headwind scenarios like that are really going to make things interesting. You might need to figure out a way to do some kind of layup here, especially if, here you can see my opponent with a katana ball. If he doesn't switch up and tries to get too aggressive here, putting it in that bunker could put you in trouble. So you may need to lay up into this first fairway here and use the backstop for your second shot. And of course, you guys probably have seen the backstop because we kind of used it on that last playthrough that we were trying to use the backstop on this one. So this is going to be very close. I mean, the guy that I'm playing just saw me not get this over. So with the Thor's hammer, I would expect it to be a little bit longer because of all the topspin. So let's take a look here, see what we're looking at. You can see there's max club. We're going to try to land maybe 5-ish rings up, it looks like, somewhere around there. I would assume, I do believe we're a little bit uphill. Whoops. 7.7. I would assume this is going to be close to 5 rings because it's going to be uphill. So at max club, which you can see we are, I'm going to be trying to land somewhere around there. As I mentioned, I expect it to be kind of close to 5 rings since we're probably minus 10% on this shot. Didn't want that great ball. I do expect that to probably end up pushing me too far right and not coming back. But you can see, just try to use the backstop to your advantage. Get the ball back there and try to shoot it down towards the hole. Similarly, you would probably want to do the same thing. Even with the top spin of the Spitfire, you can probably do something very similar, where you can just try to curl it and try to, top spin it out too much and hopefully get it to, just short. So, let's take a look here. Going to kind of put it in, make sure that we don't land on any kind of glitchy spot, and just let that funnel right in. This is going to be a pretty easy win for my opponent here. If you just, hit your perfect ball, all you have to do is put the ball guide in the hole here. There'll be kind of no thinking on this one. Because the wind's so straight. Had it been a crosswind, you might need to play some wind and potentially end up missing it. The only thing you want to watch when you're doing this fairway stuff is make sure your second and third bounces are kind of clear, distinctive points and not going to be kind of close to this line or close to this line. Because if you end up, whatever reason, it ends up hitting somewhere in there, you could put yourself in a lot of trouble. But as I mentioned, should be pretty straightforward with that wind. It would just come down to perfect ball timing. So let's go ahead. Hopefully we get a new hole here. Let's see what this looks like. Of course not. I'm just going to keep this all one stream if it's not going to be a new hole. What I typically do on this wind is a sniper shot. Should be relatively straightforward, easy. Need somewhere in the neighborhood of here for the wind. Just a little bit, somewhere right around there. Just setting my wind. If you guys watched my stream earlier this week, I got this hole quite a few times. So it should be pretty straightforward to know what I'm going to do here. If you watch that stream, there's a particular way that I play this that should be pretty good. I don't expect to hit this to 4.7 or farther yards with this easy of a wind. So here you can see I'll play very close to the max line there. So I'm thinking, 8.3-ish rings. I'll usually use just a little bit of top spin, kind of right in here, and try to get my second bounce. You can see with where I'm kind of positioning on the fairway, that's kind of where I want it to land. But I'll need to use some curl as well. So here, 8.5 rings to pull up. And other than that, we're going to use some curl. Didn't want that great ball. I don't think it's going to, in the grand scheme of things, mess me up, but it's just not something that I was going for. But here you can see that we can just nestle it right next to the hole pretty easily. That's one of the big advantages to Sniper. You never want to play with Guardian. However, if you were playing with Guardian, you could mimic everything that I do and just know that that's the way that the ball guide rolls out. So it really doesn't matter that you have Guardian on. You would just have to mimic my shots. Like know that I'm using about half a bar of top spin and getting that second hop to land where I got it to land. As long as you can kind of mimic that, you're going to be able to navigate through and work around. So when my Sniper's underdeveloped, if I was trying to max a count in the fastest way possible, I might not have a Sniper 8 yet, potentially. I might have to use Guardian. So, that's the type of thing that you would want to be thinking about to master that shootout. Good luck there, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next hole.